guys have done it again, introducing Coley AI. It's just as simple as you typing in something and the creation comes to life right before your eyes. And look, it's available to you right now. Click the link at the top line of the description box right now. This is the most amazing app ever. One thing about music, it's the power of the music is just crazy, man. And I guess we'll deal with that another time. We want to move on to the next topic, but
Yeah.
you already know we'll get that another time, man. But let's move on to Wayno, man, because Wayno was talking on a podcast and he said something that everybody in the industry is apparently scared to say. I'm gonna play it.
Welcome back. I want to talk about something that I be like OD annoyed about. Dame Dash. Dame Dash literally coined this phrase, chatty patty, where he was saying, man, like what kind of man talks about another man, man? You not a boss and all of this, that, and the third. Why is Dame Dash still talking about Jay-Z in 2024? Yes, I used to work at Rocafella. Yes, I used to work for a company that Dame Dash, Jay-Z, and Kareem Biggs own. Even if you got to talk to the Rocafella days, like why it got to be about something about Jay-Z? He was like, everything Jay-Z did was my life. Like, bro, who cares, man? Don't nobody care. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. Like, for real. Like, I ain't even trying to be funny because I got a tremendous amount of respect and love for Dame Dash, but like, I'm just tired of this shit, man. Like, you ain't tired of that? What, we gonna see Jay and Dame and Biggs get together for a photo op and do this? That shit is dead. I'm just tired of seeing it.
To us.
You know, it's unfortunate that we've never gotten an opportunity to sit down with Wayno. I would have thought by now our you know what I mean, we would have crossed paths and been able to have a conversation because we agree a lot of what that brother says.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
And this has a lot of impact on it because we've been saying this shit. And it's not been a comfortable conversation because we rock with Dame.
Oh, body.
We rock with Dame.
Yeah.
We genuinely do.
Yeah.
We don't have bad conversations about this brother off camera. We rock with him. And it sucks to hear this, but it's like, damn, everything that Breakfast Club interview that was an iconic interview, when you talk about chatty patties, when you talk about being your own boss, when you talk about not looking in somebody's pockets, all of them catchphrases that you had, them iconic joints, you kind of going against the grain on all of them. Because it's like, damn. And I guess you pick and choose who you talk about Jay-Z with because you weren't real vocal about him on our shit.
Ain't want to talk about it on this joint.
And, I guess we respected it at that time.
Right.
And then we seen you do 77 other interviews where all you did was talk about him. So it was kind of like, but anyway, I somebody that was there in a Wayno, albeit maybe toward the back end, but was there. I don't know with the timeline, but he was there. And him saying that, pride.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for having the guts. And thank you for having the courage to probably go on camera and say something that it wasn't necessarily the most comfortable thing to do because you genuinely rock with him. But you stood on your ground and you just kept it real. And I appreciate him for it.
Like I was telling you, when we first got into the industry 7 years ago or whatever it was, he was talking about him then. And it was kind of the hot thing to do. It's like, yo, I appreciate what Wayno did because even though people was thinking that, I'm sure nobody had balls enough to say it. We said it obviously before. You can scroll through the archives and see. And that's what people are. If you're a real person and you can see what's really going on with the situation, nigga, who gives a fuck at this point? Who cares? This man, like, is living his life. He moved on. You moved on. Who cares about what's going on?
Yeah.
We already heard all the stories. Ain't nothing new.
Ain't nothing new.
We know, well, why'd you break up? This happened. You got your story. Jay-Z said something in 2005 on a song. I forget what's the name of the song, you know what I'm saying? Niggas wasn't playing their day role. What's that joint? So I had to part ways like Ben and J-Lo.
What is that joint?
Whatever the name of the song was. I'm drawing a blank right now. You know what I'm saying? He addressed it then and maybe one other time, and he kept it pushing. That was like 19 years ago.
God damn.
So, love Dame Dash. Will never, ever take away the accomplishments that him, Biggs, Burke, Jay-Z, and the whole Rocafella team, not every person, every black man from Harlem or New York or whatever, wherever, is going to be a part of a $300 million plus club business, right? So I salute him for that. I think from that fact alone, Dame Dash is very valuable and we should protect him. But we should also have the real tough conversations and not be scared to say, yo, we don't care no more. Move on. What are you doing with your life?
I think it's safe to say, that during our childhood and growing up as young black men, influential black men in this hip-hop thing, Rocafella and what we saw them do, in which the swag we seen them do it, was so impactful on our lives, knowing that we could be cool and we could still own shit. We could be bosses and we could still have swag doing it.
Yeah.
And Dame was a huge part of that shit. And one of the main things he always kind of preached was keep it 1,000. Don't be afraid of no other man. Say what's real. Say what's on your heart. So in a way, I'm sure Dame respects it. I do.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure there's an underlying reason on why he's doing what he's doing, and that's his business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, hey, we are a platform that talk about things that people typically don't like to talk about, and this is one of them.
What do you say? Because I hear people saying this. I know we're going to see this in the comments. Well, people are asking him. They're asking him about Jay-Z on these interviews. What do you say to the people that say that?
I've heard Dame Dash say it a million times. If people want to go back, I think we can run back to our interview. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, like I'll say, what else is to talk about? Yeah. Outside of that, we're going to talk about Pro Kids.
Dang.
Talk about Dame Dash TV. What are we going to talk about? You know, so we're going to talk about other ventures.
And the Dame Dash I know would have walked off that interview.
Right.
Unless, I ain't even going to put it out there, but.
Yeah, that is what it is. And we know this is typically people get rewarded for going against the grain. Not us though. We don't get rewarded, but anybody else who goes against the grain and disrespects people, not that we did that, but says what people are thinking but scared to say, they get on the big platforms.
We go against the grain, oh God, on a level that is for the good.
Yeah,
for the
good
betterment.
Point. Yeah.
We don't go in there for the drama. We're not on, like you said, on camera after this running our mouths about Dame or running our mouths about Jaguar or the blogs. We don't need that personal attention that people seek. So we're not going to disrespect Nipsey when he dies. We're not going to disrespect the Gilly's son, even though we don't agree with what Gilly does.
Right.
Or jump on here and tell people to suck their D and all this wild stuff to gain attention and then apologize 3 hours after. That's not us. And unfortunately, that's what sells.
Yeah.
I'll never be that way. I don't think you'll ever be that way either.
Yeah,
I know you never will.
What do you think about Charleston White apologizing to Gilly?
I don't care.
I don't care either.
I don't care. Like I said, I've rendered him to a character a long time ago. I heard him say some things like, don't get in an argument with me, because if your mama dead, I'll disrespect her. If she gay, if you got molested, I'll disrespect you. At least he put out the public service announcement that he'll go to any level to come to you. And just to each his own. I mean, Charleston White's been out there long enough for me to know what that is. So
yeah, and I feel sort of the same way. Only thing I'm like is like, fuck them at this point. Like somebody disrespect, you know what I mean? Me at some point, you can say sorry all day, nigga. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I might say okay, cool, whatever. Everything is squashed, but ain't no need to say shit.
Yeah.
Just keep it pushing. Don't say shit else about me. That's all. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, especially if you start talking about my deceased people.
Yeah, that's a whole nother level of
Yeah, it ain't no fuck your apology.
Yeah, that's a whole nother level of like, and you kind of, I think he knew. I think here's the reason why he did it, because he was putting a target on his back, bro. It's already a certain. I don't care what nobody say. Like, he would have came to Philly, they would have tried to kill that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Anywhere close to Philly, they would try to kill Charleston White, bro.
They don't play.
Yeah, and it's like, and it might not be nobody even know Gilly.
Yeah.
It's just a disrespect level. They might just like Gilly or just be from Philly. Like, you can't disrespect the Philly nigga like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, I don't care how much security and shit you got and all that. It's always, and these rappers find this out, it's always, you always let your guard down at some point. And if somebody really wants you, they can get their paws on you.
They don't care about security.
Niggas shooting that security right through them. Niggas got automatic 100-shot drums.
Yes. They don't care.
That's shooting going through vests. So
they don't care about the cop. They don't give a shit.
Right.
They don't care if there's kids, children. If they want you, these animals out here are different.
Right.
And I got to call them animals because they slaughter motherfuckers like it's the jungle out there. If you could if you can penetrate somebody's flesh with no care in the world,
without children or anything,
with no care in the world, you an animal, dog.
Wow. Whew.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah. Definitely. But we'll leave it on that, man. We'll leave it on that. Another episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Friday, June the 7th. Shout out to all the beautiful people out there that rock out with the podcast. With that being said, that's your brother Sandman, Viral Hip Hop News. I'm your brother, Oh God. Hip Hop News Uncensored. Together we are the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast.